All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. So, today, of course, marks the end of another beautiful week. Lots of discoveries, lots of powerful revelations that my students, my clients have been having, and it's days like this that just remind me of how um, how powerful this work is, how deep this work is, and that um, when you truly answer the call that you get from within, uh, you don't even know what kind of miracles are waiting for you, and what kind of miracles that you get to share, deliver, transmit to people who truly resonate to your energy, to your message, to your mission. And something that I noticed today, of course, on Saturdays we have the Eye Hypnosis Live Student Showcase, and of course, when we do the student showcase, students take on different roles. One takes on the role of the producer, one takes on the role of the hypnotist, and then, of course, the other students get to take on the role of either the client or, of course, maybe the researcher. Researcher meaning that the one who is noticing all the finer and all the nuances that are being, um, you know, created, that are being made in the moment by the hypnotist. And this is, of course, a very, very crucial and important part of the process, because when you really want to be able to, tap into the power of using these core skills, obviously these skills have their genesis in hypnosis and NLP, or neuro linguistic programming. But of course, what we do goes far deeper. And so, as students, they first get to learn this, and then the students who are on the mastery track, they get to, as the name suggests, they get to build that mastery. And part of that mastery is what happens on Saturdays, where they get to, play different roles, and they get to observe, they get to share, they get to also experience what is it like, being led by somebody else. And these are truly integral skills. And as I was getting ready to record today's pod, one thing that definitely came to mind was that if you really want to be able to grow your community, you want to be able to make it something that is self-sustaining. That means there are enough and more people who are um, who care enough for the community, that they're willing to show up, that they're willing to at different times play different roles. Um, it's one part that um, students get to play that role, but even more important is having that willingness to hand over the baton. Now, if you think of the baton as a as a metaphor, if you are the conductor of an orchestra or a philharmonic, then typically, there is only one conductor, and everybody else has a pre-designated role. They play their instruments, literally, and the conductor is the one who literally holds the baton, and the baton typically is never handed over. On the other hand, in the work that we do, especially as healers and coaches, it is so important, especially when you're looking to build your community, that there is that willingness, there is that allowingness, and I could see that today, that because over the course of now, at this point, literally a year, little by little by little, students have been growing in their confidence, and I've been, giving myself the allowance to, to let them take on more and more responsibility, and to feel more comfortable that it's okay to make mistakes, because we don't look at them as mistakes. The idea is that what you're doing is, part of your learning. And so when students do this, they truly graduate pretty much every, literally like from day to day to day. So, uh, the these are things that I never would have thought about earlier, but I'm starting to notice this more and more, that when you recognize that you have a mission, and you recognize that there is a community, and the community is what will build this mission, then as time progresses, your role will also change, in that you will start to give more to your community and to members who are more aligned, who are ready to step up. So it's not so much as forcing people to take on roles. It's like, if you remember when we were in school, a lot of times, there were a lot of us who didn't want to take on those roles and responsibilities and duties. But on the other hand, if you were one of those students in your school days where you really enjoyed being in the forefront, you enjoyed taking on these responsibilities and doing it for a higher purpose, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's so amazing to watch how students are, growing in their roles, and the revelations that they are having, taking that risk. And again, like I said here, the idea is to mitigate, or to limit, or to minimize that risk, because giving them that freedom to be able to take or make decisions, that is also part of growing the community. So, of course, you know, this is just my observations. And as I said, this platform here is an opportunity for me to come and, share and reflect on my journey, and then of course the journey of our community and the students and our clients as well. And all of this is, of course, let's call it, if you look at it as motivation, or a reminder that may you also have and find such revelations that that change you as well. I know that I have been changed over and over again by seeing the way people are transforming right in front of my very eyes. So, as always, especially if you are a healer, if you're a coach, or if you're a healer coach, um, and if there's any way in which I can help you, please do reach out and let me know. And of course, before I go, a quick reminder that we have several programs. One is, of course, where you can come and join us. If you're starting off in the community, you start off in the foundation track. This happens on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in the mornings at 11 a.m. It's a beautiful way to start the week. It's a beautiful way for you to, reorient to your identity, who you really truly are, and who you can be more and more each day. And then, of course, you get to work on your toxic habits, and you're able to change those, transform those toxic habits and the beliefs that hold them. And then ultimately, all of this work will create more financial abundance in your life. So, if this sounds interesting to you, come join us. And of course, we also have, the advanced track and the master track, or the mastery track. So you're welcome to come and, know more about that. But also on every Monday and Friday, maybe if all of this is still new to you, Mondays and Fridays are designed so that you can come and join us, meet us live, and you get to connect with other members of our community. You get to meet me live as well. And there's a beautiful process. It's a meditative process that you can come and experience. And our members of our community are always raving about the results that they're getting because of this. So, as always, uh, if there's any way in which I can help you, please do reach out and let me know. Of course, having said all of that, remember to live your purpose. God bless. And of course, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.